The European Central Bank, what we call the ECB. Steve Liesman, what's going on?
Scott, thanks very much. The European Central Bank announcing an emergency purchase program. In fact, if you have any doubt as to why they're doing this, it's actually called the Pandemic Emergency Purchase Program. It is a 750 billion euro program, or 820 billion US dollars, where the ECB is going to go out and buy corporate and public securities through the end of 2020, or until they judge the virus, the danger passes of the virus, but not before the end of the year. So they will go out and do this. 750 billion euros, quite a nice sized program, a little bit bigger than what the Fed announced this past Sunday of $700 billion. But I just will tell you, Scott, there's now renewed pressure on the Fed to do more, not just from the ECB. Barclays out with a piece earlier today saying the Fed ought to bring its purchases up to $1 trillion. And those purchases help keep interest rates low, give the paper a place to go, help businesses finance their businesses and to stay open if they can sell their paper or put their paper someplace. The Fed, of course, has not gone into the public market, into the private markets. It only buys public. The ECB will buy public or corporate securities, and there may be some talk about the Fed going that route as well down the road, Scott.
Quickly on what the Fed may do next, the investors I talk to, and maybe some of the same ones you speak to, are keeping a very close eye on what yields are doing, and somewhat unsettled by the sharp move higher we've seen in yields along the curve.
It's been very unsettling, Scott, and if you look at what's happened, the 10-year note, the benchmark 10-year note, fell all the way down. I don't know how low it got. Maybe it was 40 or 50 basis points, or 0.4 or 0.5%. It has since skyrocketed back up above 1%, 1.2%. Earlier today, I did see it. And the reason people say is, first of all, there's a lot of dislocation in the market. So people say, that may not be the right price because things aren't buying and selling right. On the other hand, what you have is governments around the world announcing stimulus plans. Here in the United States, the Trump administration talking about $1 trillion plus plan. In Europe and other countries are talking about it. Well, somebody's got to buy this paper, and if there's a lot of supply of something, well, you know what happens. The rates go up in that regard, and so that may be something driving it, or all the plans by governments to issue all that paper to help alleviate the cost to people and the pain to people out there, the economic pain of this virus.